Yeah, me too. Welcome back, YouTube. I'm your host, Uncle Josh 666. Today, I'm going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to be doing a review of Resident Evil Village, and I'm going to be doing it with my buddy Denver413. If you like his channel, check it out. I mean, there's a lot of good content on there. He plays a lot of different games. He even does a Night of Champions-esque video game. Yeah. So, we're going to be doing a review. Potential spoilers are in effect. Basically, we're going to give you our pros and cons of the game, what I rated it as, and what he rates it as, because he's a horror movie buff, so he'll know exactly what he likes about it and what I don't like about it. All right, so go on. All right, so going on. So Resident Evil Village. It takes place right after Resident Evil 7. And basically, I played both games, and I guess they toned down the scariness in Resident Evil 7, and then Resident Evil 8 came out, and they were like, oh, okay, well, we're going to tone it down because it was deemed too scary. Honestly, I didn't really
Yeah,
see.
yeah. The producers of Resident Evil said that yeah, they wanted everybody to be able to enjoy it, and seven was too scary, which is stupid.
I thought it was scary. I thought it was like, I didn't think it was as scary as people make it out to be. Like, I'm not, like, what qualifies as scary to me is like I'm having nightmares about it for weeks on end. But like Evil Within was supposed to be deemed one of the scariest games ever made. It was supposed to be banned in several countries because of how evil like was, and I didn't find it scary at all. I didn't find it scary at all. I found it actually enjoyable. But then again, I guess that's my psychopathic tendencies coming to fruition or something like that. But all right, so a few things I loved about this game. I loved Ethan. I loved Ethan's character. I got really attached to Ethan's character. I liked
Yeah,
the diverseness of his character. I love the graphics. The graphics, oh my god, the aesthetic appeal. Even the loading screen right now looks beautiful. The graphics alone are amazing. And what's your take on it, David? What did you think about the game overall?
I really like this game. I am my favorite Resident Evil was Resident Evil 4, and this is very much like Resident Evil 4, except in first person. And so I really like the gameplay style. I would like to have been. I would like to have been more scary than what it was. The best part of this game is in the dollhouse. And again, spoilers for everybody. But when the fetus monster is chasing you, that is the scariest part of the game. And I wish there were more moments like that in the game. Uh, but I just love this game. I'm on my fourth playthrough, trying to get the platinum. I'm stuck on the Heisenberg boss fight now on the hardest difficulty, Village of Shadows difficulty level. I can't get to where you get knocked out of your vehicle because you can't heal while you're in your vehicle. Uh, so you're a three-hit kill on the hardest difficulty level, and I can't get past it right now. And then after that, I gotta get S rank on the mercenaries, and I'll be close to the platinum. But this is one of my favorite Resident Evils. I really, really, really liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I've noticed about the dollhouse and I like that part of the game because it was creepy, but it kind of had like that Dead Silence vibe to it. You know, like being
Mm-hmm.
chased. Yeah, like that. Like Dead Silence. I mean, the game itself was real. Like that part of it, like just being chased by a fetus monster, like that you can't fight. Period. Don't even try. You cannot fight that fetus monster. You have to find a doll, and you're being chased by it. And like Ella was helping me through most of the game because that's what we do. We play games together, and she'll say, "Okay, I watched a video on this," but she won't spoil the game for me. She'll just like say, "Oh, this is cool. Wait until you see this," and she won't tell me what it is. She'll just say, "Wait until you see it." It's gonna freaking freak you out a bit. And I mean, the game itself, like the thing I gotta say, the only drawback to me with the game was Chris Redfield. It really pissed me off in this game. Really pissed me off. Like he kept telling, he was anticlimactic as being an antagonist or protagonist. He was anticlimactic as far as being helpful at all in the end of the game, And the thing that really pissed me off is when he's sitting there, he says, "You can't beat him, you can't beat him, and you can't beat him," and then all of a sudden, "You got this, Ethan. You got this."
Mm.
Yeah, like he pot shot her in the head, and that was basically what had happened with that. And it was just like, yeah, you're one of the defining characters of Resident Evil. You're one of the main characters. Like everybody talks about Leon, Chris Redfield, and all these Ada Wong and all these different characters in the games. And Chris Redfield kind of became like not so much as a hero, but more like a mercenary in his own right. And it was just like it was kind of sad, really. Now, David, at the end of the game, Ella did point out something to me that I thought maybe you might have missed it, but I saw something that was kind of cool with the daughter, Rosemary, and
Hmm.
how she was visiting her father, and then they were driving by, like it was like one of those scenes, like you know how like Texas Chainsaw Massacre ends, where they get on the road and all that, and that kind of thing, and you saw a figure walking next to the car. Well, she pointed it
Yeah.
out to me,
Yep. I saw
and
that.
yeah, and she told me she was like, it's a potential fan theory, but that's Ethan.
I've heard that as well. I heard that they hacked the development of it or whatever the programming and saw that it was in. You saw a Ethan's wrapped up bloody hand from the other point of view, like it
Ah,
was Ethan. So the fan theory is it might just be. It's probably not really him. It might just be him in her mind or something like that. But
yeah.
who knows? We're gonna have to wait another 4 years.
I don't want to wait. I think this game should be like they should make a sequel to this game immediately. So, like this game was so great and immersive. Like I said, my biggest complaint was Chris Redfield, and they didn't utilize his character too well. I thought he was kind of like they could have used him a lot more. But then again, they poured a lot of effort into this game and made it Ethan's story. So didn't want to take the focus off of Ethan's story. But then it turns out it's the daughter's story. So like there's a lot of overlayering with this game, and you will not like there is a potential spoiler, like you do realize a few things about Mia that you didn't know, and you realize a lot of things about Ethan that you were definitely impressed with the dynamic of seven and then him being an eight. That was like because it gave his character more depth. And I'm not going to tell you that. Well, I'll tell you that he died, but I'm going to tell you he probably didn't die. Like it was one of those things that left you hanging. Like the ending, like I said, was basically him walking up next to the car. And I do like how badass his daughter Rosemary is. Like I like how badass she is. I would be terrified of
Yeah.
her too. Like as soon as she like there was an ending clip and he says the guy made a comment to her about her name and the guy she's like there's shit that Chris Redfield doesn't even know I can do.
Right. Yeah. And then
And
there's a sniper on her, and he says I could take her out, and he said no, she's only a kid.
yeah. Like I just it's just one of those stories like you get really wrapped up in a character and Ethan believe it or not when he visited the Baker house he was an IT guy. Elle was telling me all kinds of different things about him that made me love his character. An IT guy, basically the guy you call for technical support. Hey, this is Bill over at technical support. My fax machine. Don't worry, we're gonna send Ethan up.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah, like, and it makes like the whole cutting of the hand off, everything makes sense, and they wrap it up in a nice little bow and they put it in prepackaged. Now, David, who is your favorite villain in the whole game? Like the whole game?
In Village,
Yeah.
uh, Lady Demetress.
All right, fanboy in it.
Hey, you know what?
You're fanboying it. You're totally fanboying it. I did not buy this
Yeah.
game for that character, to be honest with you. I bought this game for I I will say that another drawback to it was the boss fights were way too easy. They were way too simplistic. They were too easy. I played it on normal mode, and you played it on like every fucking mode. But I thought the
Yeah.
boss fights were a little too easy for me, but not in a bad way. I thought the boss fights were great. But my favorite character in a game that made more sense to me and had more depth was Heisenberg. Was Heisenberg because he had more depth to him than Lady D and freaking. that freaking fish dude, and he had more depth to him, more than the doll. Like he just seemed like he really hated Mother Miranda. And
Yeah.
spoiler alert, Mother Miranda is like basically the most evil bitch you could ever come across. She's crazy as shit too. Like, and I mean, like this, like Ethan went through hell. I'm gonna be real with you. He was a boss ass dude to go through all that hell. Even if what happened in the game, even with what happened to him, like even if he was just part of a bigger spore or something like that, I'd be like, dude, that is one person that went through complete hell to get where he was to save his daughter. Like, I would do that same thing, but I don't think I would make it far. I'm fat. I can't run for shit. And being chased by werewolves and vampires. Like, I found the easiest part of the game was fighting the daughters of Lady D. I thought that was the easiest part of the game, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah,
It
the
kinda,
daughters were easy.
like you just slapstick and you just like shoot a window out. Oh yeah, their weakness is windows, guys. Their weakness is totally windows, whereas everybody else's is having red spots on them. You know, I mean the game. Honestly, I would. There was one thing that Elle pointed out to me tonight that I honestly agree with, and that is it seemed like movement speeds were a little slower. People are saying that PC you get a lot better movement speeds. Like it's not the graphically the design is beautiful, but the movement speed was a little laggy, lackluster. She kept telling me that she's like I was playing and it was just like you weren't moving as fast as you think you were, and you get attacked, and it was like she's like, but like Elle was just totally immersed with this story, and she kept telling me she's like, you gotta play it again. You gotta do a live broadcast of you playing it again, so, like in a different difficulty levels of your guns, get better, get unlimited ammo, do all this crap. I was like, I am gonna play it again. This game is one of those games that literally you can play one, two, three, four, five times. Like this is one of those games because you'll see something different each time you play it. You'll be like, oh, I missed that the first time. I missed it through the initial playthrough, and that's a lot of games don't have that nowadays, where it has that extra playability. You know, maybe
Yeah,
I'm wrong.
absolutely.
All right, so what would you rank this game as? I consider myself a rank expert on types of games like this.
I give it an 8 out of 10. I
Yeah,
knock it for the story. For me, gets really whacked at the end. I
yeah.
don't I don't like some. I'm not. I know we're spoiling stuff. But I'm not going to go into super spoilers. I just don't like some of the story aspects towards the end. Um, I mean, I know it's not grounded in reality, but even for Resident Evil, it gets whacked. And
Yeah.
the factory level, kind of like just like in Resident Evil 7, the ship level is frustrating. Uh,
I
it's
found
so
out.
easy to get lost,
Yeah.
and the just like the ship level, it's the least for me. It's the least inspired, the least fun part of the game. Uh, but that's really it. I mean, there's a minor gripes. I'm on the Heisenberg boss again right now on Village of Shadows difficulty, and I can't get past it right now.
I will agree with you that the factory level was kind of confusing because I got lost in there myself, and it was very it was because it's a dimly lit area. It's a very dimly lit area. You can easily get lost, and I found myself getting lost a lot more than usual. And I was like, usually like if I get lost in a video game, I'll usually stop playing it for a minute, take a little break, have a smoke, just chill, try and get
Yep.
that rapture of myself. Try to be like, okay, I need to take a breather. Oh
Yep.
yeah, well, like I was playing it and I was like, wow, this is very. It's very easy to get lost. It's easy to get lost in frickin' Lady D's house. I mean, I'm serious. It's really easy to get lost in that castle. It's you just have to remember
Oh
where
yeah,
you're
it is.
going.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not gonna gripe too much, but I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 because it's Resident Evil 8. I mean, not just because of that, but because Elle was like, "Oh yeah, it's Resident Evil 8. You gotta give it an 8 out of 10. Come on." And I go, I will say the game, the things that you were pointing out. Yes, I noticed that too. I noticed that for every Resident Evil game, there's something similar to each one. Like, I wish they would have brought the guy back from Resident Evil 4, that the guy, the merchant, just like that guy in there, be like, I just wanted to hear him say it one time, not enough cash, like that, just
Yeah.
because I loved Resident Evil 4. I think it's one of my favorite games of all time. I played that game so much when I was younger that it was just that game's enraptured. Apparently, the developers of Resident Evil Village, or I'm pretty sure that the Resident Evil franchise, they're trying to reboot and reimagine Resident Evil 4. Honestly, I'd rather they didn't, to be honest. I'd rather they didn't, because that game was like, it's nostalgia for me. It's one of those games that sits really well. Because they already did Resident Evil 3, they're going to try and do Resident Evil 4. And I'm like, don't, no, just don't. That game's a classic on its own right. Don't have to reboot it to make more money. Just leave it alone. I mean, graphically, I could see it being better and control better, maybe, but that's just me. But overall, I think this game is a standalone feature. I think it's a great game. I love it, and I hear a lot of good things that are coming down the pipeline with PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. I played it on the PlayStation 5. I thought it was really great. David's playing on the PlayStation 4, so I mean that's probably really great too. I didn't find anything wrong with it. Like no lag, no nothing. I didn't find any.
No. Hi,
No
Mr.
real.
Catface. Hello, son.
I
Yeah,
didn't
on
find.
the PS4 there was a little bit of clipping, just once in a while, but nothing bad, nothing bad.
I like I've heard from people saying that there's difference in between PC, play console. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm a console player. That's my thing. I can't afford a $2,000 computer to play a video game. I can't do it. I
No,
just can't. I can't. I can see myself paying 500 for a console and then just getting a lot of use out of it, but I can't see myself paying that much for a console just to play a few games. But
yeah,
and I found a lot of people they like I see a lot of these people online are playing Markiplier's playing it. Freaking a lot of people are playing this game, and they're going through like fourth, fifth walkthroughs on it, and I'm like, cool, man. I mean, a game that holds its value. That's a great game to play. When it first came out, I was like, I'm so excited. I almost cried too because it's one of the games I couldn't wait for. It was because I'm a big Resident Evil fanboy. I love Resident Evil. I love Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, the whole dynamic. The only one I didn't like was Veronica because everybody else didn't like Veronica. Yeah, but overall, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. And I mean, 17 minutes. Yeah, it's there's not this game is self-describing and it's pretty much going to be one of those games that's going to hold up, and it is probably going to get game of the year, I'm sure. But anything else to add there, David?
well, I wish the Heisenberg fight was better on Village of Shadows difficulty because you can't heal, you can't really move. The machine is slow as crap.
Yeah,
It's kind of a on a harder difficulty level. It's kind of stupid. um,
oh
everybody online is complaining about it on the harder difficulty. Everybody is because you
yeah,
can't heal, and
and
it's. I'm playing it right now.
I'm pretty sure there'll be a patch for that eventually. What was your favorite weapon in the game? Like, what was your favorite go-to gun or
Oh
go-to?
well, I like the steak Magnum.
Mm, I gotta say, I really like the shotgun, but because everybody's gonna say the Magnum, obviously, because it's one of the most OP guns. And I always found it. I was like, yeah, I like the shotgun. I'm a big shotgun kind of guy. Yeah, I have.
I like the
I
shotgun during my regular playthrough. Once I unlocked infinite ammo, I'm like, yeah, the Magnum.
yep.
It was really super hard. Village of Shadows difficulty up to this point has been a breeze using the Magnum, but you don't have the Magnum for the Heisenberg boss fight. You gotta use this stupid piece of crap punch buggy you're in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I personally like that's where me and you differ. I mean, it's like I guess you would say like you want more, and like I guess you could say that like me, I personally found that I haven't played that difficulty yet, and I probably won't for a while because I'm gonna have to develop the courage to do so. And I found that the game that part of the game I really did enjoy, but maybe it's because it's a hard difficulty. That's probably why. Is that
Yeah, you
whole
won't like it on Village of Shadows difficulty.
yeah.
Trust me. He was even pretty easy on just hardcore, but on
Mhm.
this is above hardcore, and it's necessary for the platinum.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're
I've
you're you're a
I've
platinum
died
boy.
now. Well, yeah, I'm a platinum boy. I've died now probably 60 times now. I
Oh,
can't get past this opening part.
yeah,
I know what you got to do, but it's just dumb.
yeah. Like, and the bad thing is, Elle beat Mother Miranda in the game. Elle beat her, and I only played her one time, and then Elle went through and just totally beat the shit out of her. Totally just beat her. She just beat her, and I was like, okay. So then at the end of the game, when you have to make sure you stay through the whole game to 100% the game, the normal mode, or I'm pretty sure throughout the whole game itself. Otherwise, it won't 100%. It'll only do it like at 75, and that's a pain in the ass. So you have to wait until all the cutscenes, all the credits, and all that stuff is done. Don't exit the game. Don't close the game. If you're on PlayStation 5, do not close the game. Just finish the credits. Because I accidentally hit a button, didn't mean to hit that button, and then magically, basically, I gotta fight her again and beat it again. Which I already know the ending, so I mean, it's pretty much just going
Yeah.
through. And in order for me to unlock it, I might launch up another broadcast if and do just the ending. But then again, I might just play it all the way through and have my wife sitting over in the corner telling me, "Oh, you forgot about this. You forgot about that." Because we want to 100% the game in a different way, which is unlock all the rooms, search through every drawer, everything's going to be unlocked, and do it that way. That's what she wants us to do. And
Yeah,
she's
that'd
like,
be
"This,
fun. Hey,
yeah."
Joey, how are you? Thanks for joining the stream, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Tell your mom I said hi. Well, yeah, there's a trophy for experiencing 100% of the village, which I've gotten already, and
Yeah.
getting all the hidden goats. I got that already.
Oh, did you see that one? Like when you were going up to do that, when you were in the little punch buggy, you see that little one in the window
Yeah,
that you
you can get it
had.
much. You can get it much earlier than that. You don't have to get it in the buggy.
Oh well, I was stuck on it. I was like, God damn it! I had to restart it again. I was like, nope. Yeah, no. And I was telling you about this the other day when I was on the phone with you about it. I told you that the only time I died in Resident Evil Village was twice. And the one time was not even my fault. It's when you're battling what's his name, Moreau, or the dimwit,
Mortaro, yeah,
yeah, Mortaro,
the
and
fish
you're
guy.
yeah, we'll just call him the fish guy. Give him a little bit of a caption. That's not really respectful, but we'll give him that. And I was on the wood planks, and just like I wait from the past. He goes by, and I'm on the planks, and I go to the left, and I veer to the left a little bit. It's not me doing it. It was the controller doing it because it was dying naturally, and I died. I was like, well, there goes my fucking luck. I was like, I was doing so good, didn't die a single time not battling any other creatures. Not even when I battled Heisenberg, I did not die. I was like, are you serious right now? When I battled Mortaro, I killed him easily, but I magically died from falling off a wood plank, and that's how it happens. I was like, this is bullshit. I go, well, there goes me being like kind of cocky and wanting to win the game. Yeah, apparently you can battle. I was watching YouTubers, and apparently when you unlock the infinite ammo, you can battle the big Krampus-looking motherfucker. What the hell is it? He looks like Krampus. He's like part werewolf.
Urias. His
Your
name's
eyes.
Urias. Yeah,
Apparently you can.
you can knock. Yeah, there's a trophy called Timber to not kill him in the opening scene
Yeah, well,
in
yeah,
the very beginning when you first meet the werewolves. He appears and you
yeah,
can kill him and get the trophy Timber. I've not done that yet because I mean you can do it on easy mode with the Magnum in like a couple hits, but I haven't done it yet just because I'm trying to get by this stupid thing.
yeah. Like after I beat the game, I was watching all these like different things about it, and it really is amazing how this game has totally Like a lot of people are like talking about it. I still say it gets an 8 out of 10. It probably will get an 8 out of 10 in a couple months. Like I would love to do a Ghost of Tsushima review eventually. I mean, that game. I still say that these two games are probably going to be headers. Those two games are going to be headers together. They're going to be like game of the year. We're going to put these two against each other and see how they do. Because like even on PlayStation 4, Ghost of Tsushima, the graphics were amazing. I don't even.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't.
I have no problem issues with the graphics on PS4.
Me neither. I had no problems with it, so I can still play it on the PlayStation 5. I told Ella I was like, there's two games I want to get in the future, and when Ghost of Tsushima came out, and then I heard about Resident Evil Village announcement. I was like, definitely buying it. And then I looked at her and I told her I was like, you do know after I beat Resident Evil Village, there's going to be another Resident Evil Village, another video game that's going to be Resident Evil based, and it's going to be down the pipeline a couple years from now. I'm going to buy that one too. You know that, right? And she's like,
Of course.
that's exactly what she said. She said, I know, and I'm okay with it because I love Resident Evil. She's like, you love horror movies, you love video games that are horror based, you like being scared. This game didn't scare me though. That's the scary part.
Mm.
It didn't
No,
scare me.
this game was not scary at all. Really,
I mean,
just a fetus monster. That's it.
there are scary parts of it, but not like I'm uncomfortable hiding under a blanket. Too far. Seven, yeah, I can see there being scary, like being really scary, but not to the
Seven
point.
was much scarier, especially if you played it in VR.
I did play it in VR, and I beat it in VR because I had our buddy Nicole Rars with us. During I wasn't broadcasting a playthrough, I was doing a share play with her, and she's like, "I'm seeing everything you see, and I just want to hear what your reactions are," because I'm very like creative with my cursing, so I like to be a little bit of a dick sniffle and just go full on ham on that. I mean, she said that like it did creep me out a bit in the VR. I will give you that, but it wasn't like it wasn't as scary as people made it out to be. If you get my drift, it wasn't as scary as they were making it out to be. I didn't think it was as scary as they were. Like they could have gone full on gore, could have gone to like uncomfortable levels, you know what I mean? Like really uncomfortable, like oh my god, that's really messed up. But I don't know. I honestly think that both games have their own standalone titles, but they're connected. Just remember, they're connected.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be a trilogy. Like obviously at the end it says the father's story's over, but now it's still Ethan Winter's story now through his daughter.
Yeah, because if you pay attention to the game, trust me, like the daughter knows who her father is. Even when she was a baby, she knew. She grew up and she grew older. She knew who her father was. Like that's a baby. But the thing is, like, it's because it's an integrated thing. It's one of those things you have to pay attention to. That one thing that makes sense. And I'm not trying to spoil too much with you, but I'm just gonna be real with you. The father story is over with. But I honestly think that if she's as powerful as she is, the father may make it like a little cameo in the game, like something they'll bring him back somehow, some way. Because I'm still upset. I'm still upset. The game, that part of the game was just saddening.
Yeah.
And I hope Mia's story is not over with. I hope Mia's story is like continues. I mean, I didn't care for Mia in the first one, and I remember my walkthrough on the first one. I was like, "Get off me, you crazy bitch!"
Well, that's
She
because she
was
tried to kill you.
like numerous times, and then and I love how they in Resident Evil 7 you'll notice that you get a choice between the sister or Mia, and I always chose the sister because the sister wasn't trying to kill me in the beginning and didn't lie to
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
And I say this line, I was like, consider this our divorce, bitch. You freaking lying bitch. All you had to do was tell me the truth the whole time. I would have probably said, yeah, you're fucking nuts. We're getting a divorce. But I would have been like, okay, at least I knew. But then they're like, it turns out they're together. I was like, okay, totally ignores when I made that choice. Totally ignores that. Okay, you're all right. All right, I'll get that. So I mean, but I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I think I'm gonna wrap this broadcast up. It's been 30 minutes. Enjoy the game. Buy it. It's a good game. nothing wrong with it being a little cookie cutter, but there's nothing wrong with it not being. I mean, it's each game is different, but honestly, enjoy the game. It's really a lot of fun. Anything else to add, David?
Well, I thought I just freaking did it, but I didn't. I just died again.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through my initial playthrough of the final chapter and kill Mother Miranda, and then I'm gonna start up another one, another mode. But I'm gonna end my broadcast here. David's probably gonna continue his on with trying to kill this bitch, and then so I'm gonna end the broadcast here and say, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you don't like the video, I don't really give a fuck what you like. Have a great day. Bye.